Happy Friday, y'all. So, this is the first Edwina Rants on Fridays. Um, so, I just want to kind of break it down. I'm only going to be on here for 5 minutes or so with Edwina Rants, which y'all can join me every Friday. I'm going to say it's going to be 7 p.m. ish. Um, because I be late sometimes. Um, but y'all can join me as I rant about whatever in the world is going on. That's really what it is. It's just I'm gonna rant to y'all about what's happening with me. Y'all can, you know, reach out in the comments and let me know how y'all are doing. But what I want to talk about this Friday is our last episode of Boss Fest. So, if you haven't caught the Boss Fest podcast, you can do that on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. We go live on Facebook and YouTube. You can also catch us on any of the streaming platforms, like Apple Podcast, Spotify, those type of things. So catch us on Wednesdays. This Wednesday we had a guest, Mr. Donald Lewis, and then there's always my husband Kevin Butler that sits at the boss table with me. Now, here's the part I don't like. Whenever there's a man that's in the room with Kevin, it's like he put on for the city. Like, y'all ever been around a group of guys that just act extra when there's another guy in the room? So for me, I feel like I don't like that. Like, I'm trying to talk about what's going on or whatever the topic may be, and I just feel like he putting an extra sauce on the conversation. So, if you guys didn't catch the episode, Donald is a therapist. I think he actually does therapy for men's groups. And he said that he started to get into couples groups, or couples therapy, I guess I should say. So, I'm going to tag Donald in my comments because I'm going to sell him out a little bit. But that being said, I felt like what he was trying to do a little on the podcast was hit us with a therapy session. I'm not asking for a therapy session. What our topic was what do you fear? So I had mentioned something about me fearing about if my husband was going to be ready to come to the next level of entrepreneurship with me. And the reason why I say that is sometimes I have really big ideas. My husband would like to say that it's the Gemini in me, but either way, I have a big idea and I want to execute on whatever that idea may be. He does not always want to execute on that. He does work a 9 to 5. I do too, in full transparency, but that's not what I want to do. So how I felt some type of way is I felt like one, I was being therapied. I don't know if that's a word, but um whenever there's a guy at the table, like I told y'all, he was really just trying to say, like, don't comfort him. He feels his certain type of way and he's allowed to feel his certain type of way. Now, y'all, I'm not saying that he's not allowed to feel his certain type of way, but I also don't want to be therapy and I don't want you to say that what my feelings aren't legit. So I was just a little bit annoyed in that episode because the guys be doing the most. So I want y'all to go back and watch the episode. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And have you just ever been in a room with a whole bunch of guys where now all of a sudden we ganged up and we just agree with everything? I don't think women do that. At least my friends don't do that. But I definitely feel like every time a guy sits at the boss table with Kevin, they do that. Like they always gotta have Kevin back. Kevin be dead ass wrong half of the time, and just saying anything, but they team Kevin nonetheless. So, yeah, apparently Kevin has found my Edwina rants for Fridays because he put in a comment that this is bullshit. But I mean, I guess speak on it. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, you can speak in the comments about, how you feel. I just felt like for that topic, that the guys was kind of coming for me and no one was understanding what my feelings were as far as the fears go. So again, that's how I feel. That's my rant. Kevin said he doesn't agree with these lies. The really cool thing about Edwina Rants on Fridays is he's not allowed to join me on this particular live. So all he can do is be in the comments and be a hater. Um, so that's one of the things that I wanted to rant about this Friday was just that last episode and how I felt like Donald and Kevin was kind of like teaming up against me, and he was team for the black man, and the struggles that they have and how women do black men wrong. I'm like, that's not what I was on. I'm just on, hey, this is what my fear and my husband need to get in line. Why we always got to do the most. That's what I'm saying. Why we always got to do the most. So I'm gonna leave that rant right there. I got to tell y'all how I feel. I'm gonna leave it on the boss table. The next rant I'm going to leave us with this Friday is friendships. So it's really just been on my mind. A situation had came up with a friend of mine, and long story short, I just felt like she had friends that weren't doing her right. And I just feel like in girl relationships, like, why do we try to, I don't want to say use each other because that's not everybody, but why can't situations be genuine? Why can't we make genuine connections with each other without there being jealousy or someone always trying to get over on somebody else? It just really hurts my soul that in today's society, you really don't know who's for you and who's against you. And I know some of y'all out there, y'all have to understand what I'm saying. Like, I know you've been in a situation before where you thought somebody was, your friend or that was down with you, and they really wasn't. They just out to get whatever they can get. So that situation came up, and it's really just been on my mind, and I don't understand. I don't see the purpose and why people just can't be genuinely supportive. So that's my second rant. Y'all can reach out to me in the comments and let me know what you think. Again, what this is this just my quick 5-minute rant on Fridays. So y'all can get my feedback about how I feel during the week, how I felt about the podcast that happened on Wednesday, what's happening with me on the week. Y'all, I'm just gonna give y'all whatever I feel like on Fridays for 5 minutes. So I don't even need to break it down anymore. But if you catch this on the replay, definitely hit me up in the comments. If you caught the Wednesday episode, let me know how you felt about the guys, coming for me. And then if you understand what I'm saying about friendships and people um, using other people and not being genuine, then like shout that out too. You said you missed the first one, the first rant or the first podcast. So this is just my 5-minute rant, just talking about whatever the hell. But I did start off talking about Wednesday's podcast. You were able to catch Wednesday's podcast, and I was just talking about a little section of the podcast, which I felt like the guys was kind of coming for me, and I want to be therapied. Is that a word? I don't know if therapied is a word, but it's gonna be my word. I didn't want to be therapied on the podcast. I wanted to tell my fear, but whenever Kevin gets a guy um, on the podcast, they just go team in. And I'm like, come on now. Okay, good. You agree with me. That's what I'm glad somebody agrees with me, and it's not just me, making this up in my head. They really was coming for me instead of saying, "Sis, I understand your fear." They took it to the black man plight, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. So that's literally what I'm saying today. And then my second rant of the day was just, why do women have to be jealous of each other? Yeah, so this comment says, my fear is my own. And I agree. And they should have just been supportive that my fear is my own and let me ride with that instead of trying to change that into a black man issue, because that's what they was doing. And that just was not fair for me. And that's how I feel today. Oh, my husband is a hater. So he said it is a long 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't know when let me see. It is. My 5-minute rant is over. So y'all catch me again next Friday for the 5-minute rant with Edwina. And I'm just gonna go over whatever I feel like, and y'all can comment. Y'all can put y'all comments out there, and we'll talk about this together. So before I leave, I'm just going to read this last comment. It says, I think women are jealous of each other because they really don't understand how to be loved, are love genuine, and it's okay to have someone that has more than that. It's a step ahead of you because eventually it will fall on you and you'll be in the same space. I completely agree. Donald said he late to the party. So yes, please watch my rant because I sold out on you a little bit, Donald, you and Kevin. So it is what it is. And Martha said, bye, Kevin. And I leave it with that. Bye, Kevin, because you stay being a hater of me. But y'all catch me next Friday for my 5 minute rant, and it'll probably be something else about Kevin. Y'all have a happy weekend. See you.